I will now call to order the December 19th, 2022 Allotment Committee meeting. I will now call it to order. This agenda was posted in compliance with the open meeting law, and all members are in attendance with the exception of Member Woodbury on the telephone and Member Yoder absent. A quorum is established. The public may view the meeting live via the city's website and can provide comments by calling in as well as in person. Please join me in standing and saying the Pledge of Allegiance. Where's the flag? To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Our first item is the initial public comment period. Public comment during this portion of the agenda must be limited to matters on the agenda for action. Each person has up to 5 minutes to speak on a specific agenda item. The public may call 702-589-9629 to provide public comment. Is there anyone that wishes to provide public comment? Seeing no one, we will close the first public comment period. Agenda item 1 for possible action, election of officers. Staff, can you provide an overview?
Yes, good evening, committee members, and again, thank you for your service on the Allotment Committee. Every year, the Allotment Committee elects a chair and vice chair. As it's turned out, you meet about once a year, and so this is the first time in this construction year, which is how we measure the Allotment Committee's review and meetings, for an opportunity to select the chair and the vice chair. How you will move forward is you will offer up nominations for chair and then close the nominations. If it turns out there's only one nomination, well, then that person by acclamation is selected as the chair. If there are 2 nominations, then you would vote. And you take the first person, ask members who is voting for the first one for chair, and then the second. Then you do the same thing for the vice chair. The vice chair steps in and chairs the meeting in the absence of the chair. Any questions?
Do we have any nominations for chairperson?
I'll nominate Rebecca Ballister.
I'll second it.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion is approved unanimously. I will now ask members to vote for their preference for vice chairperson.
Whoever the current vice chair is now, what's your name again?
I think that's Rodney.
Oh, he's not here, though.
He's on the phone, but
Yeah, just to note for the benefit of the committee, 2 of the members will be going off the committee because they've been selected to serve on other committees and commissions for the upcoming year. And so Mr. Cody and Mr. Woodbury would not be able to serve in the vice chair capacity. So that leaves the 3 of you, well, actually the 2 of you, 1 of you to serve as vice chair.
I'll nominate Teresa Beaver.
I second it.
All in favor say aye.
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 Motion is approved unanimously. Next is agenda item 2 for possible action, approval of the minutes of the October 25th, 2021 meeting. Do I have a motion for approval?
Move to approve.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion
Aye.
is approved unanimously. Next is agenda item 3 for possible action, AFDA 22-196, St. Jude's Ranch Healing Center, 100 St. Jude Street. Committee review of an application for 6 residential allotments for construction year 22-23. Staff, your report?
Yes, in terms of the format, I'd like to do a brief overview of the presentation of the project, then have staff and the applicant answer committee questions, and then do a separate overview of the next steps for the scoring process, which will be the job of the committee tonight. So St. Jude's Ranch is moving forward with the Healing Center project. You can see on the screen as well as in your packet, this is located on the 11 vacant acres of the existing St. Jude's Ranch property at 100 St. Jude Street. And this is also along Boulder City Parkway. You can see the hash mark indicating the 11 acres of where this project would be located. As part of the Healing Center, they are proposing 6 dwelling units. These would either be 4 or 6 bedroom residential units. And to comply with the city's growth control ordinance, they need to receive 6 allotments prior to the issuance of a building permit. Plans for the Healing Center are included in your packet, and I just wanted to kind of highlight them on the screen as well. Site plan showing the layout of the Healing Center, including the 6 dwelling units. You have landscaping and elevations in your packet. And again, this is focusing just on the dwelling units, not the rest of the Healing Center, because that's the purpose of the allotment committee. And then some illustrations of what the development would look like. The Planning Commission verified that the development is in compliance with the zoning ordinance on November 16th, which is a requirement that they review it before the allotment committee. And as noted in your staff report, this is the first request for allotments within this construction year. We always provide in the staff report a 3-year history of the number of allotment requests. And as you know, but for the benefit of the public, the city can only issue 120 allotments per year. So this being the first within this construction year, which began July 1, we're nowhere near the maximum allotments maximum for this construction year. Dr. Christina Vila with St. Jude's is here to answer questions, as well as the architects. And then I can certainly answer any questions.
Will the representative for the applicant please come forward and state your name for the record?
Hi, good evening. My name is Christina Vela. Sorry, I'm fighting a little bit of a cold, so I'm going to wear my mask. But good evening. Thanks for having us.
My name is Matt Burns with EV&A Architects, and happy to answer any questions that you might have on the project.
Any questions by the committee of the applicant?
I don't know if it's relevant to the allotment committee, so silence me if it's. Will you speak in your microphone, please? Thank you. I'm sorry. Okay, can you hear me now? Okay, I don't know if it's relevant to the allotment committee, my question, so silence me if it's not. But I was wondering, where are the kids coming from? Are these Las Vegas kids? Are they coming from other states? And will there be any precautions because of what they've gone through to kind of keep until they're better able to have been recovered and function in society, to keep them separate from the others? Or will there be mixing? Or is that irrelevant to the allotment committee, that question?
Typically, the focus of the allotment committee is on the quality of the construction in the
Okay.
residential development. Certainly, any questions relative to the construction, the landscaping, and I'll go into greater detail later on, but you've got the 9 criteria
Right.
that you're voting on. So any questions relevant to those criteria, which really focuses on the built environment. Certainly concerns about security is appropriate.
Can I,
Yeah.
okay, thank you for the question. Sorry, I feel like I have a little bit of brain fog today. Your question of where would the children be coming from? Primarily, they're from Southern Nevada. In some cases, we already have some requests from Northern Nevada. Lots of people asking if it's ready. But primarily, we expect to serve Nevada children because there are so many kids in need. Although other states will be interested in this project, our primary contract is with Clark County Department of Family Services, Washoe County Social Service, and the State of Nevada Division of Child and Family Services. And so with the limited amounts of beds that will be available, I'm fairly confident that it will primarily be Nevada children from the state of Nevada.
Thank you.
And then the second question about security and integration, the Healing Center will operate totally separate from the rest of the campus. So those children that live on our current foster homes will not be intermingled with the children living at the Healing Center. They're completely separate programs. The children that will be living at the Healing Center will have school on site, so they will not be going to school here in Boulder City. Clark County School District has committed to building our alternative school on campus. So they will be creating a private school, or it's a public school, but it'll be housed on our campus with its own principal and teachers and specialized curriculum for these children. And there's a lot of efforts being taken around security and designing. It won't look like, it won't have barbed wire or anything awful like that. But we are working with some technology and security experts to help us design a plan that really uses the most of technology. So cameras, keypads, entrance cards and things like that to really keep the campus as secure as possible. I hope that answers your questions.
That's fantastic. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a question, just to confirm, there's 6 residential buildings. Half of them have 6 bedrooms and half of them have 4. And it looked to me like the 6-bedroom ones, they have their own courtyard, but the 4-bedroom ones don't, or did I misread that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct. The 6 bedroom's a little bit bigger in size, needed a little bit more natural light into the family room area. So we introduced a courtyard to that model. The 4-bedroom has quite a bit of natural light that comes in around the building.
And they all look out on that central garden area?
The corridors around it all look out into that central area, correct?
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah, all the residents look out into the central courtyard of the campus.
Thank you.
I have a question about the landscaping. It looks beautiful, but is it drought tolerant landscaping?
Yeah, all
Given that
the,
we are in a serious drought and they're taking grass out and trees out and such, so.
yeah, all the landscaping on the plan has been designed to be drought tolerant. It's also, we have a small area of turf. We believe that that's important for the kids to have an area to be able to play on and do activities, and it'll be part of the curriculum for the school that Christina mentioned.
Thank you.
So to make it clear, the whole section is going to be completely separate from the current. Is it going to be gated, fenced, and what about, how close are the nearest neighbors to that, to the gates and fencing?
I'll let Matt answer the question about the distance. But yeah, there will be a separation. You know, we have 40 acres of land, so it's on the furthest 11 acres, whereas the other foster homes we have on our campus are like opposite side, you know, on the first 10 acres on the opposite side. And so there's a definite separation just in terms of space. But the healing center will also have gates that gate it off from just like nobody. Currently, you know, you can drive over to the campus during regular business days and go onto campus and visit the thrift store and the chapel and just spend time on the campus. That will continue for that part of the campus. But the healing center will not be considered an open campus. So you'll have to pull into that main parking lot, go into the administration building, and have approval to access the rest of the campus. So that will just operate very differently than our current campus for the exact reason to making sure that we keep the children that are living there safe and only keeping the approved people on the campus. And then I'll let Matt answer that other question.
So in relationship to the adjacent neighbors, you know, this is built on an ellipse that sits at the center of the 11 acres that we're, I'm sorry, this sits at the center, the houses are on the center of the ellipse that sits at the center of the 11 acres that are being developed. The residences are approximately 75 to 100 feet from the property line, and then from the property line on the south, there's an additional landscape area between, I think it's the Blue Lakes residential area. There's a landscaped area, there's the road, and then there's the residences. The residence is on the northwest of the property, northwest of the property. There's an electrical easement, quite a bit of landscaping, another road, and then the residences. So we're more than 100 feet from the closest residences.
Okay, thank you.
Are there any other questions?
No.
Staff, what are the next steps?
All right. So you have in your packet, and I also provided an additional copy at the dais, the rating sheet for this project. So the primary role of the allotment committee is to rate residential development. In this case, as a multi-unit development, you are looking at 9 criteria. And so you can see the criteria on the sheet. It includes architectural design quality, landscaping quality, the provision of foot or trails, and you'll see a maximum score for each of those criteria. What we're looking for each of you to do is to score each of the 9 criteria, and then if you can total up your points, and then you're going to share that total number with me, then I'm going to average that total. There is the maximum points based on the number of voting members, and that percentage is the motion you make to recommend moving forward with the allotment request based on that score. So I'll tally it up, I'll tell you what that number is, and then someone would then make a motion to approve the allotment at that score, and then it would be seconded and then voted on. Any questions?
I have a question. So the portion about provision of foot or bicycle paths, equestrian trails, or pathways, I mean, clearly there are paths, and it looked like there was a meditation maze inside there. Does it matter that it's private
No.
with
no,
our scoring? Okay.
Yeah, it's just, that's part of the aspect of the development.
Okay.
And then upon completion, at the end of the meeting, if you can then just sign, print your name and sign for each of you, and then turn those in to me. We just keep that for the record.
Okay.
So would 5 minutes for scoring work? Or just let me know when you're all completed?
Okay.
Thank you.
Goldie, are you done? I mean, Myron? Myron, are you done? Myron, are you done?
No.
Okay.
All right. How about I read off everyone's name and you just tell me what your total score is? So starting with member Aschenbach,
114.
114. Ballastier,
112.
112. Cody,
104.
104. And member Beaver,
87.
87. And member Woodbury,
103.
103. All right. All right, so the total number is a score of 90.4348%. So we'd be looking for an emotion to approve at 90.4348%. Has to go out 4 decibels.
Move to approve.
Do I have a second?
Yes.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion is approved unanimously. Now is the final public comment period for the evening. The public may call 702-589-9629. Hearing no one else, we will close the final public comment period. And this meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.